Oh, I don't fucking think so.
Welcome to Straight Up Reviews, where there's no bullshit beyond the sign. Today I take a look at a movie many fans of its source material are divided between whether or not it's good or an insult to a great sci-fi author. This is Starship Troopers, and I don't need to do a full review to tell you that this movie
A great film that should be nominated for all the Oscars. Would you like to know more? Okay, in all seriousness, I really like this movie. But I've heard many differing arguments, mainly from those who read the book, that this movie might have ruined it. For those who don't know, the movie was based off of a novel by Robert A. Heinlein. The book itself explored and invented many themes such as mech warriors and space military, themes reminiscent of Halo and Gundam.
Ironically, it also inspires space Nazism as well. I'm not even kidding. This novel was a few years shy before Doctor Who was invented. So the Daleks weren't the space Nazis then.
It was adapted in many ways from TV shows to various movies and games. Some people have claimed that James Cameron's acclaimed sequel Aliens was a better adaptation than the first official movie of this series. Said movie was directed by Paul Verhoeven of RoboCop fame. The movie takes place in an alternate timeline. The Earth is finally united as one by an organization known as the Terran Federation, and they are at war with an alien race known as the Bugs, which is exactly what it says on the tin. War is ongoing, and the movie itself revolves around three central protagonists as they do their part to serve it, in hopes to gain citizenship.
It's a little complicated to explain, but even if you're born in the country you live in this timeline, you get better perks if you become a citizen. Come to think of it, it's not really any different than today.
The first is Juan Johnny Rico, a star football player who uses his skill of the field to apply to the mobile infantry, who are basically the ground troops that fight the Bugs head-on. Carmen Ibanez, Johnny's on-again, off-again girlfriend who wants to make a career as a Federation pilot.
Seriously, Johnny signed on so he can be close to her, and the plot is devised whether or not she loves him or prefers sleeping with her instructor.
And Carl Jenkins, a psychic who starts off as military intelligence but is working his way to the higher ranks.
Huh. So Barney Stinson is a futuristic space marine. Who knew?
While all three are the main characters, the story, much like the novel, focuses more on Johnny's exploits in the mobile infantry. After an exercise goes bad, Rico quits, thinking he hasn't got what it takes, but changes his mind once a meteor crashes into his home country of Buenos Aires. In retaliation, Rico, along with the bulk of the mobile infantry, go on the Bugs' home planet of Clendathuan, hoping the surprise attack will wipe them out.
It goes about as well as you'd expect.
As it turns out, the Bugs knew they were coming, and despite earlier reports of them lacking intelligence, this leads them to discover that the Bug race is being led by a new species of hive brain. With this new information and a new plan, Rico and what's left of the squad join an elite team of ultimate badasses called the Roughnecks, whose plan is to destroy the colony from the ground up until they find the brain bug.
If there was one flaw this movie itself has, is that despite the obvious reasons why we shouldn't, we can easily sympathize with the individual characters in contrast to the society they live in. Much of their in-movie propaganda is obviously staged. Hell, I could very well say that the movie itself, along with sequels and other mediums, may be propaganda on its own. This movie was made long before viral marketing was the norm, so maybe that's why it didn't really fare so well when it came out. Maybe the movie didn't adapt the novel word for word, but in a way it captured the themes of it in a meta-satirical level. And people probably weren't just ready for it until now. As usual, debate, argue, let me know what I miss. Stay tuned for more.